All right, let's talk about something I know you've experienced. Have you ever been on a project where the word done was, well, let's just say it was flexible? It leads to total chaos, right? Missed deadlines, buggy software, it's a mess. If you felt that pain, you've felt the need for a definition of done. And today, we are going to fix that.
Seriously, just think about it for a second. When someone on your team says, "Yep, that's done," does everyone in the room have the exact same picture in their head? Or does it kick off a whole bunch of questions like, wait, is it tested? Is it deployed? Can a user actually, use it? That ambiguity is a project killer.
Oh, you know these phrases. This is the language of chaos. You get that sinking feeling when you hear, "It's done, except for testing." Or my personal favorite, "It's 95% done." What does that even mean? This isn't just annoying, it creates hidden work, it piles on technical debt, and it makes predictable delivery an absolute fantasy. This is exactly the problem we're here to solve.
So, what's the solution? Thankfully, it's an incredibly powerful yet really simple idea. It's called the definition of done, or DoD for short. This is it. This is the formal standard that just puts a stop to all the guesswork and all that almost done nonsense. So here it is, the official definition. The DoD is your team's single source of truth when it comes to quality. It's formal, it's shared, it's transparent. Think of it as a non-negotiable quality gate. If a piece of work doesn't meet every single point on here, it's not going through, period.
So why is this so important? Well, a strong DoD gets right to the root of so many delivery problems. It creates transparency, so there's no more guessing. It forces a high bar for quality and consistency, which in turn leads to predictability. You're delivering actually complete work. And maybe most importantly, it protects your flow by stopping that silent killer, technical debt. And I really want to land this point. The definition of done is not just a bunch of suggestions. It's not a nice-to-have checklist you can kind of ignore when you're in a hurry. No way. It is a binding, professional promise. In the world of Scrum, this is the formal commitment the team makes to itself and to its stakeholders that they will deliver quality.
Okay, so this all sounds great, but where does this powerful standard actually come from? Who's responsible for building it? And what on earth should you even put in it? Let's dive into how you actually craft one.
First things first, this is a team sport. The responsibility for creating the DoD lies with the entire Scrum team. This isn't something that's handed down from management. Developers, the product owner, the Scrum Master, everyone collaborates on this. And this next part is absolutely critical. If you have multiple teams working on the same product, they must share one single definition of done. If you don't, you're just setting yourself up for chaos when you try to integrate everything.
And a really effective DoD isn't just a list for the developers. It's way bigger than that. It's a comprehensive quality standard that looks at the work from every single angle, from the code itself all the way up to the big picture enterprise requirements.
So let's break that down. Part 1 is all about core quality. These are the absolute non-negotiables. We're talking about things like the code has been peer-reviewed, it's passed all the necessary tests, both manual and automated, and it has 0 critical bugs. Of course, it also has to meet the specific acceptance criteria for that feature. The whole point here is to ensure every single piece of work is in a genuinely shippable state.
But we don't stop there. A mature DoCD goes further. It also includes these crucial enterprise-level standards. Has it passed all the security checks? Is the documentation up to date? Does it meet performance benchmarks or legal compliance rules? This is what ensures that your work doesn't just function on its own, but it fits safely and correctly into the entire product ecosystem.
Okay, so let's see how this comes to life day to day. A good definition of done is not some document that sits on a virtual shelf collecting dust. No, it's an active, daily tool that acts as a real-time quality gate for your team.
The process is actually pretty simple but incredibly rigorous. So as a developer, the second you think you're finished, you stop. You hold your work up against the definition of done, and you have to check off every single item. If even one thing fails the test, the work is simply not done. It goes back. Only work that passes this gate 100% gets integrated into the product, no exceptions. Now this slide clears up one of the most common mix-ups out there, DoD versus acceptance criteria. Here's the easiest way to think about it. Acceptance criteria, or AC, are unique to one user story. They confirm you built the right thing. The definition of done is a global standard for all work. It confirms you built the thing right. You need both to be true for work to be actually, truly complete.
But the journey doesn't just stop once you've written your first DoD. Not even close. The very best teams, the truly elite ones, they understand that their quality standard has to grow and improve right along with them. You can actually see a team's maturity reflected in their DoD. They might start with some pretty basic checks. As they're growing, they'll add more automation and get tougher on things like security. A mature team will have all of this integrated right into their CI/CD pipeline, their automated delivery system. And an elite team, they actually use their DoD to proactively find and remove waste and drive real architectural improvements. Remember this, a stagnant DoD usually signals a stagnant team.
So what separates the good from the great? Elite teams live and breathe their DoD. They make it impossible to ignore. It's visible everywhere, it's automated, and most importantly, they never, ever compromise on it just to go faster. They understand a fundamental truth. Real speed comes from real quality, not from cutting corners.
So if you're ever in an interview or just need a powerful, quick way to explain this concept, use this definition right here. It's perfect. It captures the whole point, creating transparency, consistency, and a truly shippable product. When you really boil it all down, the definition of done is about integrity. It's about professional pride. It forces your team to deal with reality, not wishful thinking. It completely gets rid of that gray area of almost done. With a strong DoD, work is either done or it is not done. It is that simple and that powerful.
And that brings us to our final thought for today. I want to leave you with this question to take back to your team. Look at how you work and ask yourselves honestly, is your definition of done a true, binding commitment that you all live by? Or has it just become another checklist you tick off without thinking? The answer to that question makes all the difference.